Here's Brody Brazil.
Here in Northern California, there are some overwhelming bad feelings about everything. And just emotionally, logistically, like bad feelings in a lot of ways. I'm wondering if on the flip side, if it truly is a 180 in Las Vegas, are there like really overwhelming good feelings among Las Vegans that they want this, they like this, they're excited about this? Is this a big hype thing being talked about down there? I don't know. I'm asking maybe in a leading way, but I don't think that Las Vegas has this really big appetite for what's coming down there.
I think you're kind of headed there. It's not because emotion's a good thing, whether you love or hate. It's an emotion. It's how Howard Stern made his money. Even the people that hated him watched him.
Right.
I don't hear a lot of people talking about the A's coming here. I just don't. Like, there's not people in the streets like, hey, A's. I do hear a lot of teachers like, how the hell are you going to be able to make the money from this? But like, we're asking for more than $50,000 a year for starting salary for teachers that are busting their ass. Like, that's what I hear more of. It's just kind of like, man, this state will give a blank check to anything if it brings butts in seats. That's the whole policy here in Vegas. We want heads in beds. That's actually the official term. Heads in beds. They just want to get people in the casinos, at the hotels, get the tourism going, because it's our number one thing.
Yeah.
And baseball has this interesting thing where, like, sure, yeah, football came here and it gets people here on the weekend, but during the weekend around these times where football is, like, people are here anyways. We're at like 89% capacity anyway. So all it did was rise the room rates. Having baseball here, you can get people in during the summertime when things slow down because it's 110 degrees and you can't cry because it evaporates before it even hits your cheek. That gets people here. It puts heads in beds. I understand the play on the state's side, but like, we've seen it with the Golden Knights. Their value jumped up. We've seen it with the Raiders. What did their value go up by threefold?
Yeah, a lot.
They don't need the money.
Yeah,
they don't need the money at all. Like, I was daring the lawmakers here. I'm like, give them the money, but they have to spend on salary the Major League Baseball average or more.
Right.
And if they don't, whatever money was coming to them gets pulled and the rest of the bill goes on them. I would love to have seen that, because then at least you'd know, yeah, sure, they're going to field someone or a team that could be competitive. The way that the A's operate, they are literally, it's Major League. While I'm expecting Wild Thing to come out there, but Major League, they had success. They can't have success in today's MLB with the way that the A's are operating. So not a lot of excitement here about the A's. I think people would really like baseball. Las Vegas ballpark, you've talked about it. The numbers might be inflated sometimes. Not everyone shows up for the game, but I will say 7:00 game, us in Las Vegas, like, for you weak and feeble people that don't live in the hot, blustery summer heat here in Las Vegas, we are accustomed to it.
Yeah.
110, but they got the misters going, get a nice cool drink, and you're on the first base side with some shade. Yeah, not a problem.
So like, let's go into that. Like, what does the ideal Major League Baseball venture look like in Las Vegas? If you're saying, I think, and there's a lot of elements here. It could be a different location. Obviously, I think what you're suggesting is an expansion team. Paint the picture. What's Shawn's ideal Las Vegas MLB team look like?
Keep the athletics. Keep at the very least, keep the brand. Like, no one here, other than pre-existing athletics fans, care about the athletics brand. Green and yellow.
It's gold. Come on, Shawn. It's green and gold. Get that part right.
Please, whatever. It looks terrible.
Such disrespect.
And it has no place in this city. Although it's right next to MGM Grand.
Which is
similar
green,
colors.
Emerald green, right? Now it's Kelly green.
Which is green.
Kelly green. You got to get this right. It's Kelly green, it's Fort Knox gold, and it's wedding gown white. See, if you're gonna throw that away right from the start,
let it be done.
Ooh,
I do. My heart is with the fans of the Oakland Athletics. The franchise. Don't care for it. And the title, like, there is something to be said about Vegas born. And this is the beauty of the whole Golden Knights story. They came here and they were expecting to suck. And I bought season tickets expecting them to suck. I'm like, you know what? Yeah. Hey, yay, Vegas. We finally got a team. I want to make sure that this is successful so we can maybe get another one. And then we just took off. And this whole Vegas born thing became like the real deal. The Raiders are here. They're the Las Vegas Raiders, but there's no real attachment. So what I'd like to see, even if the team were to come here, leave the Athletics brand to Oakland. Let them have a team. Maybe one day that'd be great. Or give the ownership to the city of Oakland, something. And just give us a new brand. Call it a clean slate. And hopefully they're going to be competitive. If you're going to be The problem is there's not enough seats to. It's a mathematical thing too. Like you need 35, 40,000 seats to be able to pay off the bond.
Right.
I learned that from you. And you do the math, and you're like, wait a second, napkin math, this makes no sense at all.
Yeah. Well, I'm not that smart, and I figured that out pretty quickly.
You figured it out.
It's like Las Vegas, I think, is accustomed to entertainment and events, and they do events well, and they do attractions well. Like if you bring in a thriving show, people will come there to see it. But if you bring in a baseball team, which let me just say this, have there been years the A's are great? Yeah. I lived those years. But does every sports team over time go through the peaks and valleys? And are there 5 straight years where they're just not good or they're rebuilding? Of course. I mean, look at right now.